Okay, this is the next part in our AWT learning. We have discussed about few basic components, and those are very much useful to build our window program. Now, we are going to discuss about layout manager in this module. So, there are different layouts that needs to be managed your windows, and that we will discuss about it. So basically this discussion related to GUIs with layout managers. Now, what are the different layout managers are there? Again, layout managers are defined in the AWT package, and it can be used either explicitly or implicitly. If you do not mention it also, some layout by default will be there, and mainly Java has the 4 different type of layout manager classes called the flow layout, the border layout, grid layout, and then card layout. And all this layout is basically to manage how the entire container, either is a frame or panel or a container, whatever it is, can be managed. Now, we will discuss about each manager individually one by one with example, and also we will see exactly what are the different constructor and methods are there to manage all these things. Let us first have the discussion on flow layout manager. So, what is the meaning of the flow layout manager? It is there. Now, this manager helps programmer to manage the different elements into the container. Now, so if you can go on adding, so how they can be added into the container. So, layout manager, this flow layout manager tell you that if you add the first component, then it will go here in this position. Now, the next component will go automatically here, then next here, and once these other place are filled, then the next will come there. So, it is basically this row and then this one. So, row wise and then this one. So, this way container will go on automatically filling. Now, here the idea is that you do not have to explicitly mention that whether this button will go there, this button. You just go on creating the button and then just add into this for using the flow layout manager, then flow layout manager automatically adjusts them. But however, you can say there is a gap between the different elements and everything that you can specify, and there is a facilities to do these things using this flow layout manager. Now, let us see what is the class definition for this manager it is, and so this manager has 3 constructor as we see here, flow layout and then flow layout integer alignment, that means which is the whether horizontal alignment or vertical. The last example that I have seen there is horizontal element, and then vertical element means it may be this, then this, then this also. So, this way also it is there, otherwise this way is there. So, there are different elements are there actually. Anyway, so there are different constructors are there, and again if you see this another constructor age gap and then V gap, that means, so if this is the one component is added here, then another component, so this is the age gap. Now, if is the another component, so this is basically V gap. So, all these things you can mention in your flow layout manager class constructor, and then they can be automatically adjusted. So, this is the different way the flow layout manager helps a programmer to maintain or to include the different components in them. So, this is the usefulness of this flow layout manager. Now, let us have the methods, and these are few fields are there: center, leading, left, right, trailing. That means there are different way that manager can be decided. Center means all is center, left means left alignment, all these are the usual meanings actually. And here is an example. Let us see how we can use this flow layout manager in a program. We have defined one class, my flow layout is the name of the Java program that we are going to create it. First we create a frame, and then we create 5 buttons here. All these buttons are labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like. So, 5 buttons are created. Now, what is our objective? Our objective is to add this button into this frame. So, these are the basically the statement by which we can add all these 5 buttons into the frame. Now, here next point you see there is that this frame can be set with layout. This is the one method which is defined in the component class, and then component class, and f is a frame, being the frame as a subclass of component which the set layout is accessible to it. And then set layout, we just make the set layout using this flow layout right, that means the right alignment. So, now as you see, this basically the manager, flow layout manager manage all the elements in a right alignment, and right alignment, but in this direction. This is basically this direction like, and if you can add more, then it will come again this, then this, and then this, it is like so, always right alignment way. So, after F5, if you can F6, F7, F8, F9, F6, F7, F8, F9, but align will right only. So, this way this is basically the role that the layout manager, in this case flow layout manager, can play here, and you see how the flow layout manager can be assigned into this one. In our all earlier example, the default manager is basically flow layout manager, we have not mentioned it. If you do not mention, then default is there, but here we have mentioned flow layout with right alignment. This is the second constructor that we have called it, and this is basically setting the size of the frame and then make the visible true, so that the frame can be visible to the user. So, this is the way the flow layout manager can be used in your program to manage the different classes are there. Now, we will discuss about the applet. In this case applet, there are so many buttons, so many other components, element is there. So, they all can be managed using this flow layout manager or some other maybe other manager also there. Now, let us see what are the other managers that can be considered. Now, next example is called the border layout manager. So, idea of the border layout manager is basically, if this is your entire, if this is the entire, say let it be frame or applet, whatever it is there, then border layout means it basically has few borders. One, this is the one border, and one border, another border, another border, and central is there. So, this is basically north, south, east, west, and center. So, this are the border. Now, here the idea is that this layout manager will place some component in this area, then some component here, some component here, some component here, some component here. So, whole the frame can be managed in this form actually. So, this is the idea about the border layout manager. Now, let us see how the border layout manager can be invoked and where it is, I mean how it the class it is for this one. So, it is basically the general look of the border layout manager as I have told it. So, a button, for example, it includes button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4 and this one. So, this is basically the view of the border layout manager actually. And now the class definition, so far the border layout manager is concerned, it has two constructors. The first is the default constructor, and second constructor by which we can specify h gap and v gap, that means the gap between the two borders we can say, and then align also alignment can be mentioned. So, these are the constructor that can be there. These are the few fields are there, center, east, north, south, west. There are the 5 fields showing center means at the middle, east means left side, right, west means right, and north and south means top and bottom like. Now, here is an example that we can see how the border layout manager can be used to play there to develop one window. And in this example, as we see, frame is the frame which includes 5 buttons. Those are the 5 buttons are declared here. All these 5 buttons are labeled as north, south, east and west. This is the button label like, for example, this is the one button actually, this is the one button, this is another button, another button. So, 5 buttons are there. Okay. So, those 5 buttons are declared here, and here you can see we did not decide the size of the buttons using set boundary like. So, if you do it, then all these buttons can be look like that, but here if you do not this, the entire this portion is basically meant for this button. This is another button which will be there and everything. Now, let us see how all those buttons can be placed in which portion of this one. So, our next statement is basically f dot add, that means we add this button B1 into this frame using border layout dot north. So, this basically say that it is this button will go to the north position like this one, button B2 go to the south one, and button B3 east, button B4 west, and then finally 5 button is basically center. and then finally the size of the frame it is there, and then visible. These are the usual statement there. Now you can find the difference between the flow layout and border layout. If you use the flow layout, in this case for example, so it will be like this, and then go come here, then this, and then this, like this one. But here actually it basically once you plan it, you can place your component according to your own wish. So, this is the idea about the border layout manager, and now let us have the discussion about the next manager. This next manager is called the grid layout. Just okay, this is also very important one layout manager, much way similar to flow layout, but it has a little bit different meaning also. A grid means in case of flow layout you can just go on adding, but in case of flow layout you just go on adding, and then automatically it will adjust it, and adjustment can be controlled maximum by h gap, v gap, and whatever it is there. But what is the idea about this grid layout is that if it is like this, we can make the entire container into a number of grids. The number of grids say may be n cross m. If n cross m, it means that n number of rows and m number of columns are there. So, basically the entire container will be planned like. So, n cross m, that means so many things are there. Now, again it is a difference from the border layout is that in case of border layout only 5, but here n cross m means n into m, so number of elements can be placed here and there. Now, in this example as you see, this is the applet which includes 6 buttons. So, in first row 2 buttons, second row another 2, and third row 2 buttons. In each row 2 buttons are there. So, it is basically we can say 3 cross 2 is the grid layout size, it is there. So, grid layout is like this only. Now, let us see how this grid layout is defined in your component class. So, there is a class called the grid layout. This class has few constructor, the 3 constructor it is there. In the grid layout, if it is the default constructor only one grids, that means only one element can be placed there. Otherwise, you can mention the row and columns in it, and then h gap, v gap also can be planned there. So, that you can make that distance from each grid to its neighboring grids like. And here is an example as we see, this is basically an example to create 9 grids in the grid layout form, and here the 9 grids contain the 9 buttons as you see here. So, we create the 9 buttons and frame is there, we add all these buttons into here. Now, whenever you go on adding, so it is basically go in that way 1 2 3, just like a flow layout manager like. And now, see how we can do that. So, we set layout, new grid layout 3 cross 3, this basically indicates that what will be the size of your grids in this case. So, this is the most important point here to invoke the grid layout manager. And grid, so in this case, so if you use the flow layout, then is instead of grid layout flow layout, almost the same things it will come there, but in that case the size and everything can be specified. Here no size needs to be specified for each components, rather we can just mention, although we can for each we can mention the gap. So, here you can grid layout 3 cross 3, and then what is the gap between this and this we can mention, or between this and this. In that case, then it will basically the smaller size also can be mentioned if the gap is specified like this one. So, they are more good looking is there, but we have default gap means there will be no gap between two adjacent components. So, it is it will look like this. And so these are the way the different buttons can be created, they can be added into the frame, and they can be added using the help of grid layout manager, and then the program can be executed as we can see it. So, this is the idea about the grid layout example. And then card layout, it is just like a panel of course. What exactly card is? A card is basically another we can say panel sort of thing, but there may be many cards can be added into the frame. So, that is the idea about the concept of card layout. So, the idea it is look like this. So, if this is the applet as it is show that first card or card 3 is showing. Now, if we click it, then it will go to next card, card 4, card 5 like one. So, every card is basically one elements in it there. Now, this layout is defined in the form of a class card layout, which is there in the component subclass of the class component, and this has the two constructors as we see. The default constructor, the example that we have seen is a result of the default constructor. Otherwise, we can mention the age gap and v gap between the cards also, so that the card will be reduced in its size like. So, size of the card can be maintained using age gap and then v gap. Now, so these are the few methods are also there, next method, first method, previous method, this one. That means, if we click it, in which card it will go. If you click, by default is the next, otherwise previous, if you can control previous, and whatever the methods are there. Now, this is an example, as you can see, we have added cards into an applet like. So, it is an applet program, and here the layout that we have the use the card layout. So, this basically to say that we want to follow the card layout as our manager for this container, and the set layout. So, this is basically the method by which the card layout, or otherwise set layout, new card layout also can be used directly also here. Now, here we add what we have added here is basically 5 buttons into the in the form of a card. So, these are basically the 5 different applets view actually here. In the first applet view, we just go on clicking and then automatically this will be there. I have used the 5 different examples of course. So, first say suppose the card 5. So, idea it is here is that card 5 is basically the button. So, the entire button is basically one card should look like this. So, here the entire button is look like a card, but instead of button some other things also can be included, whatever it is there. It can include some other applet also in it. And so, here actually we created 5 cards in the form of a button look like, and they are added into this applet, and then we declare one key down, that is a totally again a different concept of event handling. So, key down is one method which is defined in event class, and then that event class is a part of the component. Key down is basically an abstract method, we have to overwrite it. So, this key down method is a basically event handling. If we press a mouse button, so that is the key down, or not mouse button, we can say key down is related to the pressing a key. So, if we press a key, then event E will be generated, that means pressing a key is your event, and then it basically return which key that the user has pressed it, and then layout dot next is basically here exactly saying that this layout has the next, if we press it, then it will go to the next card. If we use instead of next previous, it will go to the previous card like this one. So, either previous or next, whatever it is there, and return true means it just simply a matter of return. So, this is the key down event. This event is automatically defined there, and you just simply press it, and then automatically this event will play its, and then it will generate whatever the next action it is there. So, those methods are there, and so this program actually it is, if you run this, so initially it will card 1, then if you press kick, then card 2, then card 3, again if you press, then card 4 and card 5, again after card 5 if you press it again, then card 1, and so on so on. So, it basically pop up look like, that means the different cards will be pop up, and then you can then display it. So, this card can contain few images or some other elements or some other things likewise. So, different cards can be planned to give the different facilities to your user look like. So, this is the way the card layout manager can be designed and then decided. And here is an so interactive applet. I just want to give an example about how the interactive applet can be created. Interactive applet, let us see, I can explain it like this. So, for example, this is the one applet. In this applet, this is the one text field, and this is the another text field. So, 2 text fields are there, and this text field initially by default it has the value 0 and it has the value 1, and we just display one string like, and this is another string, enter 2 values. you can give a prompt. So, if the user enter two values means they can give the value from the keyboard, typing the keys on the keyboard, and then the value will be there and another value will be there. So, this all go on typing, and then once it is typed, enter, press enter, then so after typing enter and then after typing enter, then once the two values are filled there, the automatically sum will be displayed this one. So, for example, if I put say 5 and if it is 6, then is the 11 will be displayed like. So, this is the one simple example of an applet that we are going to have it. Now, let us see what is the program for this, a very simple program here. And so, it is an applet program. So, extends applet, this is the name of the applet program. Now, there are two text fields, text field input A and input B as we have say. So, this is basically input A and input B like two text fields, and then this is the init method. Init method is basically create two text fields. So, input A is created, it is basically declared and they created instantiated, and 8 is basically the size, that means maximum 8 digit can be put into these areas like, and then add input A, add input means. So, this input the text field input A and input B are the two text field added into the this one, and now this default is basically grid the default is flow layout. So, it is basically display like this one, and then graphics we can just use the pen method to control the value and then take the event from there. Actually, here the event also, because typing some numbers is basically event also corresponding to this one. Now, here you see what the pen method will do for you. So, we declare x and y are the two value three different integer elements, variables are declared x, y, z like, and s is a string. Now, here one important thing is that whatever the things it is there, Java treat them as a string. So, it is also one string. If you type something, it is a string actually, and then that string needs to be converted in integer. So, it is basically input A get text, basically the string, and then string this is converted in integer by using integer dot %. So, x. So, x is basically whatever the user input here is stored as an integer now. Similarly, other is y from this text field area, z is basically the sum, and then we have to display it. So, we convert this z into the string using this formula this expression, and then finally, g dot string the sum is 10. So, this will print and then the value will be printed here. So, this is a simple example which basically shows using the whatever the applet we know and using the GUI components. Here we have only used two text in. So, this is an interactive because we use it and then enter, automatically it will take and the result will be displayed there, that is all. This is a very simple one. You see how many less codes are there to do it, everything it is there. So, that is why this programming is called the lightweight programming, because we just put it and then done the job readily, and then there is a lot of supports from the APIs, the AWT package they will give you and then implement everything. So, only this is very simple actually compared to other programming concept it is there. So, this is the one example about that interactive applets, and event handling is a very important one concept that needs to be discussed thoroughly. In our next module, we will discuss about it, but I want to give a glimpse of event handling concept it is there. These few slides are basically explain what exactly the event handling is, because we have decided that whenever you click a mouse it become an event, whenever you press a key it become an event, if you drag a mouse it is also an event. So, it is basically called the event. Now, if this event is occur, if you click a mouse, then and suppose if you click a button, then the button click basically should generate certain facilities for the user. Say suppose if you click a button and then button is basically whenever you click either it will stop an applet or it basically play video, then you can automatically a video will come into the play and it will display it there. So, it is basically the event handling concept it is there. So, mainly two devices are used handling the key is basically mouse and keyboard, those are the standard mouse and keyboard are basically means for generating event, and then once the event is generated they can be handled by corresponding program for each event that is there. So, here as a programmer you have to decide that if an event occurs then what will be the corresponding action that event will produce to the user like. So, event can be, source of event is basically different component, and at the background you have to write the program that if that event is triggered by a mouse or keyboard, then what will be the consequence, it is actually there. Now, so far the different ways that the mouse event can be here, we have listed few things. So far the mouse event is the mouse can be moved, it can be dragging, it can be entering, it can be exiting. Keyboard event are pressing and releasing. Windows events are there, it is basically destroying, means is a cross button is selected, is basically iconifying, smalling or zooming, and then it is basically moving also, and Windows can be dragged by clicking this mouse also, and then scrolling event is basically scroll bar, page, location and everything. These are the few events are possible in our event handling mechanism or event AWT programming, and regarding so many events we will discuss separately in details in our next module. Now, here is an example how the event can be here. I can say you is very simple example for illustration purpose only. Now, you can see what we have done here, it is an applet, and in this applet what is the container is there. Actually, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the 15 buttons. So, 15 buttons are labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4 like this one, and all these layouts you can follow which layout manager I should follow it. I have used it here as a grid layout actually, because it is in the form of a grid. If it is a grid layout, then what is the size of the grid? 4 cross 4. And here you see, so out of 16 that is grid components, the first is 1, 2, 3, 4 to 15. These are the basically 15 components are there, and then the last is basically not the button, it is basically called the text field. So, basically we want to create a window which includes 15 buttons labeled as 1, 2, 3, 15, and 1 is this one. Now, here we want to add some event handling. What is the event? If I click the mouse here, then whatever the mouse that is clicked, it will automatically display here. So, if we click here, this one, if we do not initially, it will display with a star mouse like, nothing is clicked like. So, here basically initial view of the applet will be it is star, and now if the user click here, then automatically it will display 6, or if user click here, then it will display 8 like this one. So, this is just a simple another interactive Windows like the user can interact with the interface, and then the effect will be should be obtained to the user like accordingly. Now, so this is the event handling. I just want to have the code actually here right now, and then the details about the event handling needs more elaborate discussion. Now, here is the code for this kind of programming. I hope you have understood exactly what is the thing we are going to do it. Now, the code is very pretty simple here. As you see, the code is very simple, and first is that n is 4, that means we have to create 4 cross 4 layout, it is like this. So, that is done by set layout, grid layout n cross n. This is obviously clear that we want to use the grid layout as a manager for my layouts, and then here actually set font, we create the font as the Helvetica bold font 24. That means, all the fonts that we have already set to display in this case is actually here. So, these are the fonts that we have discussed here. So, these are the font that we have discussed is Helvetica font actually. Anyway, so this is like that we have discussed here set font, and then we have to arrange the different button there. Now, here is the different button that can be arranged here. I have just make a loop that this one, and automatically this is a tricky loop, you can just follow yourself, you can understand that how the different button can be created with the level 1 to 15, and all those button can be placed in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, then 6 like this one, this way only the button will be placed there. And then the next, the last place in the grid layout will be placed by a label, and that label has this label center, and default appearance is basically called the star. So, it is basically label component is created there. So, it is a label, and then these are label also had the font set font Times New Roman font italic, that means that label that will be appear in a different font, it is look like this add label. So, the label is added there. Then next is the event to be handled, because it is just simply the windows are created, or we can say applet has been created, but no any event has been added there. So, our next part is that how the event can be added into it. So, here is the event, it is there. So, the event that we have planned here is the action. The action is basically again a abstract method which is defined in the event class and which is there in the java.awt package is there. We have overwritten it. Now, event E, that means whatever the key press is basically event E, or mouse click it is event E, and then it is result return. That means, if we click a button say 5, then object obj is basically that this is the button 5 has been clicked. So, this basically the method that it will basically return it. And if E dot target instance of button, that means, if we click the button, then label dot set text string object. Here basically object means it is which button it is, object is already defined there here, and then object is basically string, and then that string will be displayed there. And this is very pretty simple, the action method which has been overwritten here, and that is all. And once it is done, your actually that program is ready for your working. So, that program output, as we have already shown, it will give it. You can test of your own, so that you can get more fun about it, and accordingly instead of number you can say A, B, C also, you can check it. The word also you can put in the button itself, get these things and check it. So, lot of other what is called the experiment you can do with this concept. So, this is about the layout manager. Layout manager is very important on concept, and then there is a graphics also there. So, as I told you, in case of component class there are many other things, or rather AWT package, the graphics is one essential components also to have the graphics. If you want to develop an application software look like say Paintbrush, then definitely graphics is to be considered there. And graphics has many methods are declared there. Graphics is very important one class there, and it has many methods. All these methods are basically how to draw different graphics object. For example, how you can draw a rectangle, how you can draw an ellipse, how you can draw a polygon, and how we can make the background of different, how the different style can be, whether dotted or different style can be fixed, and there are many other things can be. Also there are many other methods to position it, zooming, so many things are there. I have listed few methods, those are declared there in graphics class. It is basically huge number of methods, all methods are basically to handle the graphics related issues are there. Now, if you have the different methods understanding and everything, and then if I ask you to have a solution from your sides, for example, here suppose you want to create this kind of things are there, it will display this kind of text, as well as it will draw this kind of figure. So, in this figure as we see, this figure has one rectangle to be drawn, another rectangle to be drawn, within this rectangle other small rectangle windows, and all these things are there. The oval ellipse will be there, the triangle will be there, here the one polygon will be drawn, the another line will be drawn, the line has the different thickness, the different colors, and another line will be also there. So, basically if you have the graphics methods and then different methods that is there, using this method I can draw all these things, and only the thing is that coordinate needs to be specified. For example, say suppose this ellipse I want to draw here. So, ellipse is basically this is the coordinate of center, and we have to mention these are the major axis and minor axis, that is all. So, center, major axis, minor axis, and then background color, and then these are the different line color and the style also. So, there are many constructor for ellipse drawing, you just use it and then place it. Likewise, for this rectangle also, this is the position, width and height if you position, and then background, line color and everything, it will draw automatically. So, this way the different component can be placed and drawn, and a picture look like this also will appear to you. I left it as an exercise for you, try to have of it your own, and you can enjoy a lot, I believe. I am sure that you with this you will be able to enjoy a lot. And really the AWT programming is a lot of interesting facts are there. We have just started about basic things, and then in our next module we will discuss about event handling. So far the AWT is concerned, which is more important to understand also, and more okay, we have to develop our own skill for that. And then all this AWT also can be done in a more advanced way using the swing also. So, all those things in our pipeline we will discuss first event handling, then we will discuss about swing concept in our next lecture slides. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your attention.